me, girl, you know, I got a date, so.
Go on, girl.
Here's your order. 2 good burgers, extra sauce.
Thank you.
I have a cell phone in the car.
So go get it.
Girl, not in this weather. Shoot, I just got my hair done.
The attraction was instant. He asked me out, and it was perfect. After that, we were inseparable. The next 4 years. When I found out that Kevin was with Brittany, I was at home, 6.5 months pregnant. Got the phone call with him being very strange on the phone.
Could the woman who raised Kevin Federline's first 2 children while he ran off with Britney Spears actually be the most successful survivor in this whole twisted saga? And what if everything Britney told us about not knowing Kevin had a pregnant fiance was a complete lie? Here's something that'll shock you. Shar Jackson went from being publicly humiliated on a global scale to winning MTV's Celebrity Rap Superstar and building a $500,000 empire while raising 4 kids alone. But wait until you hear the second bombshell. Kevin Federline just confessed in his new memoir that he lied to Shar about going to shoot a commercial when he was actually joining Britney on tour. We're exposing both of these secrets and so much more. Shar Jackson's story isn't what the tabloids told you. This isn't about some bitter ex who got left behind. This is about a woman who was 3 years into building a life with Kevin Federline, pregnant with their second child, when Britney Spears allegedly swooped in, knowing exactly what she was doing. And 20 years later, the truth is finally coming out. The story begins in Boston, Massachusetts, on August 31, 1976, where Sharice Jackson was born to a mother of African American and Cherokee descent, and a father with Puerto Rican and Mexican roots.
I was born in Boston.
Okay.
But I was raised, I guess, in LA because I moved out here when I was 3.
By the time she was 3 years old, Shar was already performing, enrolled in the Alphon Theatrical Ensemble.
Because I'm a normal girl. Yeah, I've been in the industry since I was 3 years old, but I like to do things normal,
Okay.
While other kids were learning their ABCs, Shar was learning how to command a stage. Her family moved to Costa Mesa, California, where Shar's talent couldn't be contained. She started modeling with agencies like John Robert Powers and Barbizon while attending private school.
Back then they would have like scouts and things like that. Agencies would have scouts. And one of them came up to her and was just like, "Oh my God, your baby's really cute. I think, she might be good for blah, blah, blah." And then it just kind of happened. My mom was like, "Sure." Next thing I know, I was like doing commercials.
But here's what nobody talks about. While she was becoming a child star, she was also excelling academically. This girl would eventually earn a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in forensic science.
I did graduate when I was 15, and right now I hold 2 master's degrees, which I had by the time I was 22. One's in forensic science and the other's in psychology.
She wasn't just a pretty face. She had the brains to match. By the early 1990s, teenage Shar was booking guest spots on everything: Rock, Tall Hopes, hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh, I just love that. You're the cutest little pooch.
Come on into the doghouse.
My So-Called Life.
And like right before the gun went off, I was thinking about how much I wanted that soda. Is that weird? Like, why did I leave it there in the first place?
The Steve Harvey Show. She was that actress you'd see everywhere, but couldn't quite place.
Guest starring on things like Rock. I did CB4, Meteor Man, like just a bunch of little things. But mainly the show that I was working on was South Central.
Then, in 1993, at just 17 years old, Shar had her first child, a son named Donovan, with her high school boyfriend. The following year, she had a daughter, Kasale. 2 kids before she turned 18, and she was still grinding, still working, still building her career. The entertainment industry tried to count her out. A teenage mom with 2 kids doesn't usually become a star, but Shar Jackson wasn't usual. She married Corey Jackson in 1992, divorced him in 1995, and kept pushing forward. Then came 1996, and everything changed. Shar landed the role of Niecy Jackson on a new UPN sitcom called Moesha.
Yes, please leave any donations at the door and keep the arts alive.
Starring a young singer named Brandy Norwood. For 6 seasons, from 1996 to 2001, Shar became America's favorite best friend. Niecy wasn't just comic relief. She was the realest character on that show.
The character Niecy actually appeared on Moesha, The Parkers, Girlfriends, Clueless.
She had her own storylines, her own struggles, her own triumphs. Shar brought depth to what could have been a throwaway role. During Moesha's run, Shar was everywhere. In 1997, she co-starred in the Nickelodeon movie Good Burger.
Yes, you can imagine how embarrassed I was when I came to work and saw everyone wearing the same thing.
with Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell. The film might have gotten mixed reviews, but it made bank at the box office and became a cult classic. Kids who grew up in the 90s still quote that movie today.
I can't believe that you would do something like that to someone who trusts you. How can you take advantage of a sweet person like Ed?
Then came 2000, and Shar met a backup dancer named Kevin Federline.
I met Shar like before I did Michael, maybe, or maybe right after, something like that. It was around 2001.
He was young, ambitious, trying to make it in the entertainment industry just like her. They fell in love fast.
The first time I actually decided that I wanted to go out with Kevin was when I saw him in dance class. I don't know, I just couldn't take my eyes off of him.
By 2002, they had their first child together, daughter Corey Madison. Shar now had 3 kids, a successful career, and what seemed like a solid relationship. Kevin was helping raise her older kids, Donovan and Cassaleigh. They were building a blended family that actually worked.
He had already accepted the 2 children I already had as his own, so we wanted to add to that.
In 2004, Shar was pregnant again with their second child. Kevin was talking about marriage, about making it official. They'd been together for 4 years. This wasn't some fling. This was real life, real love, real family. Then everything exploded in the most public way possible.
When I found out that Kevin was with Brittany, I was at home, 6.5 months pregnant. Got the phone call with him being very strange on the phone. And then he told me that he hung out with somebody that week.
While Shar was pregnant with Caleb Michael Jackson Federline, Kevin met Britney Spears at a club. Within weeks, he was gone. But here's where the story gets really twisted. Kevin's new memoir, You Thought You Knew, finally reveals what actually happened. He didn't just leave. He lied to Shar's face. He told her he'd booked a commercial shoot overseas. In reality, he was joining Britney in Europe for her Onyx Hotel tour. Kevin writes in his memoir, I handled the breakup with Shar poorly. I wasn't honest or direct. I knew the truth would hurt her and I didn't want that. If I could go back in time, I'd handle that whole thing differently. But life doesn't work like that. We wake up and we learn. 20 years later, in October 2024, Kevin finally apologized publicly. He told Us Weekly, me and Shar are good. We're great. That happened so long ago and I've apologized to her. And all of that stuff has taken place a long time ago. I just felt that it was an important piece to put in the book. But let's go back to 2004. Shar was 7 months pregnant when Kevin left. She gave birth to Caleb on July 20th, 2004 without Kevin there.
One of the hardest things through the whole breakup was being 7 months, 8 months pregnant and seeing pictures of the person that I love.
2 months later, in September 2004, Kevin married Britney Spears. The timeline is brutal. Shar's baby wasn't even walking yet, and Kevin was already married to one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. The media had a field day. Shar was painted as the bitter ex, the woman scorned, the one left behind.
Because I'm in the entertainment industry too, and
Sure.
I have been since I was 3 years old. So unfortunately, I can't get away from it at all.
But here's what they didn't show you. Shar handling this situation with more grace than anyone could have expected. When asked about Britney, she said, you reap what you sow. When asked about Kevin, she focused on co-parenting. She didn't do tell-all interviews. She didn't sell her story to the highest bidder. She protected her kids and kept working.
He's the other parent, and
Right.
it's like, hey, we're the picture of the babies in the magazine, not happy.
While Kevin and Britney's relationship played out in the tabloids, while they had 2 kids in 2 years, while their marriage imploded spectacularly, Shar was building something different. She appeared on the Bernie Mac show.
What are your plans for your birthday? I said, what are your plans for your birthday?
Did guest spots on various series, and kept her family together. She had 4 kids to raise, Donovan, Cassaleigh, Corey, and Caleb, and she did it mostly alone. Then came 2007, and Shar did something nobody expected. She entered MTV's Celebrity Rap Superstar competition.
Watching you should be a thrill. Got some ladies on some Johnny girls that is screaming my.
Like I used to compete in like competitions and all that stuff. So
Okay.
hardcore.
This wasn't some actress trying to rap for attention. Shar had been part of a girl group called Impulse that had a single on the Princess Diaries soundtrack. She had real musical talent, and she proved it by winning the entire competition. Winning Celebrity Rap Superstar changed everything. It wasn't about the money, though that helped. It was about Shar Jackson standing on that stage, holding that trophy, showing the world that she wasn't just Kevin Federline's ex. She wasn't just the woman Britney Spears' husband left. She was Shar Jackson, and she was a winner. The reality TV offers started pouring in. She did Celebrity Fit Club boot camp in 2010.
People seem to know me as K-Fed's baby's mama.
I want somebody to come into my life and not bring up the same thing. How's Kevin? How's Brittany?
She appeared on the Ex-Wives Club with Marla Maples and Angie Everhart.
We're all in this together.
That's great.
And more importantly, right now, it's about you and making you feel better.
Helping other people navigate divorce and separation, each appearance added to her income, added to her platform, added to her independence. But here's what kills me about Shar's story. While everyone was focused on the Kevin and Brittany drama, nobody noticed that Shar was playing the long game. She maintained an amicable relationship with Kevin for their kids.
We are friends. I love him to death. I love him. I'm not in love with him. He's a different looking guy. He doesn't look the same as he looked when we were together.
She even complimented his parenting publicly. When Preston and Jaden, Kevin's sons with Brittany, needed stability, Shar welcomed them into her home. She helped raise the children of the woman who allegedly stole her man. In 2015, Shar became a grandmother when her daughter Cassaleigh had a baby with actor Christopher Massey.
So I have a granddaughter, right? Who's 5 today.
At 49 years old, she was a grandmother, still acting, still making music, still showing up to every comic convention and fan event she could book. While Brittany was under conservatorship and Kevin was collecting $20,000 a month in child support, Shar was out here earning every dollar herself. Fast forward to 2023, and Shar returns to the screen in Good Burger 2 on Paramount+. 26 years after the original. She's also starring in a new sitcom called Elisa and Mahogany with R&B singer Tweet, set to air on Royal K-TV. She's not just acting, she's executive producing. She's not just participating, she's running things. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the Britney question. For 20 years, Britney Spears maintained she didn't know Kevin had a pregnant girlfriend when they got together. In her memoir, The Woman in Me, she painted herself as someone who fell in love and couldn't help it. But multiple sources, including Kevin's own confession, suggest otherwise. Shar has never publicly dragged Britney, but she's made it clear she doesn't buy the innocent act. When asked if Britney knew about her pregnancy, Shar's silence speaks volumes. She's protected her truth for 20 years, raising her kids without the $20,000 monthly checks Kevin got from Britney, without the fame that comes from dating pop royalty, without any of the shortcuts. Today, Shar Jackson's net worth is estimated between $500,000 and $1.5 million, depending on the source. That might seem small compared to Britney's $60 million or even Kevin's $6 million, but here's the thing. Every penny of Shar's money came from her own work. She didn't get massive child support checks. She didn't profit from someone else's fame. She built this herself while raising 4 kids, including 2 whose father abandoned them for a pop star. She still does fan conventions, charging for autographs and photos, because that's how she supplements her income. She appears on countdown shows on AXS TV, discussing the greatest songs of the 70s. She's 49 years old and still grinding, still working, still supporting her family.
It's good to know that I helped girls that look like me realize they could do this.
Kevin's recent apology to Shar 20 years after the fact feels hollow to many. He writes to Corey and Caleb in his memoir, "I wasn't the man I needed to be. I wasn't the man I wanted to be. And for that, I am truly sorry." He reveals that Caleb recently made him a grandfather, that he's proud of how his son is stepping into fatherhood. But where was Kevin when Caleb was learning to walk? Where was he when Corey needed her father? Shar raised those kids. Shar showed up to every school event, every birthday, every milestone. She did it while working, while dealing with public humiliation, while watching her ex-fiance's new relationship play out on every tabloid cover in America. She did it with grace, with dignity, and without ever playing the victim card. The recent revelations from Kevin's book have reignited interest in Shar's story. People are finally asking the right questions. Why did Shar never get the support she deserved? Why was she painted as the bitter ex when she was actually the victim? Why did it take 20 years for Kevin to publicly apologize for lying to her? But Shar Jackson doesn't need anyone's pity. She's got her 4 kids, all successful adults now. She's got her grandchild. She's got a career that spanned 3 decades. She's got her dignity intact. While everyone else in this story has had public meltdowns, conservatorships, custody battles, and memoir wars, Shar just kept working, kept raising her kids, kept living her life. The woman who was supposed to be destroyed by Kevin leaving her for Britney Spears ended up being the most stable person in this entire saga. She didn't need a conservatorship. She didn't need $20,000 a month in child support. She didn't need to write a tell-all book. She just needed to be Shar Jackson. And that was is enough. In 2024, as Kevin releases his memoir trying to profit from the Britney story yet again, as Britney posts increasingly concerning videos on social media, as their sons refuse to see their mother, Shar Jackson is booking her next convention appearance, working on her next TV project, and probably laughing at the karma of it all. She won Celebrity Rap Superstar. She raised 4 successful kids. She built a career that's lasted longer than Kevin and Britney's marriage lasted. She maintained her sanity while everyone around her lost theirs. She protected her children from the circus while being generous enough to help raise Kevin's other kids when they needed stability. Shar Jackson might have the smallest bank account in this story, but she's got something money can't buy: respect. She's got the respect of her children, the respect of her peers, and the respect of anyone who knows the real story. She took the worst public humiliation a woman can face, being left while pregnant for a more famous woman, and turned it into fuel for her own success. As of 2024, Shar Jackson is still working, still grinding, still showing up. She's scheduled for multiple comic conventions through 2025. She's got the sitcom with Tweet in production. She's appearing on music countdown shows as a commentator. She's not slowing down, not backing down, not giving up. The girl from Boston who started performing at 3 years old, who had 2 kids before she turned 18, who got left by her fiance for Britney Spears while 7 months pregnant, is still here, still working, still winning. And she did it all without exploiting anyone else's mental health crisis, without selling out her kids' privacy, without writing a vindictive tell-all. Shar Jackson's net worth might be listed at $500,000 to $1.5 million, but her real worth, that's immeasurable. She's the definition of Black excellence, of maternal strength, of professional perseverance. She's the one who should be writing the memoir. She's the one whose story deserves to be told. She's the real survivor of the Kevin and Britney circus, and she survived it with her soul intact.